Hi, Amy of Fashion Toppings with a refashioning project. You might have recognized this skirt from Diva Boutique, and it's just not something that I would wear on a daily basis because it's a little dressy. It's got velvet in it. As y'all know, I keep a refashioning board on my Pinterest page of like things that I want to try or things that I'm inspired by, different projects. And you'll see some projects that look like what I've already done in a refashioning video because I get a lot of ideas off getting pictures of brand new things on Pinterest, refashion things on Pinterest, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to take one of those ideas. I'm going to take this skirt and a pair of my black jeans from the Old Navy. And the reason I'm willing to cut these up is because the black do not hold their color. And these are a little too faded, and I already bought a new pair. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these up. I'm going to take the top of these jeans and add it to the top of this skirt to give this a more country feel and make it more casual, and then I can wear it with cowboy boots. So I've talked about this in my thrift haul. Y'all knew I was going to do this project. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing we do, cut up our jeans. Now, we're going to have to cut, see where our zipper comes to here, and then we have our crotch. The crotch is right here. Well, we don't want that crotch to be in the front. So I'm going to cut. First of all, I want to reuse the pockets. So my pockets are black, but I want to be able to have the skirt to be able to use these pockets. So I don't want to cut through the pockets. So I'm going to cut slightly below it, even across to the crotch. Make a snip. And I'm going to cut the front first. I'm just going to make a little snip, and I'm going to cut the front. I'm not cutting the front and the back at the same time just yet. And once again, it'll be easier for you because you can do it on the ground. I am not going to use my video camera today because I don't want to fight with it. Some videos I'm able to do it. Some videos I just don't have the patience. So I'm not going to work on the ground today. I'm going to make sure my pockets are out of the way and just cut the front. So I cut the front of my jeans only. Now the back, I want to be able to use, I know it's black. I always do that, black and black. But I want to be able to use the back pockets. So I'm going to cut, and I'll trim more off, but just to get rid of my legs so it's easier, I'm going to cut right below the pockets just for now because I will be going shorter in the back. But I just need to get rid of these legs for now. Save the legs too because you can always use them for patching clothes, and you can make sleeves out of them for on a jacket. If you want to take the sleeves off a denim jacket and make it black denim or a different kind of denim, you can use your legs to make sleeves because they're big enough. Okay, let me get rid of these legs off here. Okay, so the front looks pretty straight to me. It doesn't have to be perfect either. Now for the back. You can see I still have my pockets on there. So I'm going to cut straight across and cut around my pockets so that I can keep my pockets because I want functioning pockets on the back of my skirt. So I'm just going to cut right along my pockets. I know you can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'll show you in a second. Okay, so now I have them cut off. So as you can see, got my the front, and then the back. And see how I still have functioning pockets because I cut. Let me put my arm in there so you can see. I cut above the pockets, but I left the pockets in place, and so now they still work. So I can still have them on the back of the skirt. So this is going to be the new waistband of our skirt. And now to decide how to put it onto the skirt, we got to put the skirt on. Let's go ahead and put our skirt on. I'm putting it over all of my clothes, so it's not going to look that great. But we have to be able to get our hemline right. Okay, I have mine on over jeans. So like I said, not very attractive, but okay. So now I've got it on. I'm going to pull it down so I have it pulling it down to my waist so that it's barely touching the floor because I just want my cowboy boots just to barely show. So that's about where I want it. So it's way down to my waist. Now, put our jeans over the top without falling. The neighbors probably get a kick out of when I do videos because I have to leave my curtains open so I get enough light in. They're probably wondering, what the hell is she doing now? Okay, wait. Okay. Now, so now this is the way I want it. See how it's going to be jeans at the top and the skirt at the bottom? So this is exactly where I want it to be. So now, make sure everything's lined up, crotch, all that good stuff. Take your pins. And pin it on. If your skirt is really long or wide, you might have to pin some pleats into it. So as long as you mark it, you know, just put a couple pins in so you know where on the skirt this is going to fall. As long as you put a couple pins in, you can take it off and mark it on the floor. So, a couple pins in the back. Without pinning your ass. Oh, this is hard to do when you're not watching. And if you're more comfortable, you can make a chalk line, but I don't want to do a chalk line because it's velvet. In case I have to move it and I don't like the way it's turning out, then velvet's really hard to get that chalk out of. Okay, so now I got it all pinned on, so I can tell where the two are going to go together. Then it's time to take them both off without losing your pins. Carefully. Okay, this is how easy this is. Now, see how I got pinned on? I'm not going to cut any material just yet. Just like I did, I don't know if you saw my U Generation audition where I pulled that skirt up underneath the shirt and sewed them together and then removed the material last. This is the same concept as my U Generation audition tape. So you can go through, and if you see a denim shirt with a white bottom, it's a 5-minute video. This is the same concept. So now I've got it all pinned. And it's as simple as this. I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, and the reason that I'm not doing any hemming, nothing. I know this material is going to fray. I do know that. But the thing is, I want it to fray. I want that rustic look when it washes. If you do not want it to fray, you're going to have to fold your raw edges under and then stitch it so you have a nice clean edge. You don't have to worry about the fraying, but I want the fraying. So I'm leaving my raw edge there. I'm going to sew right on top of it because when I wash it, the more I wash it, the more rugged it's going to look. And then with the cowboy boots, it's just going to rock. I'm just so excited. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take it to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew a straight stitch all along my pin line. And then on the back, which I need to put some more pins in. When we get around to the back, I didn't pin it very much. I have to put some more pins in. You are going to just follow your denim. So, and then follow your pocket all the way around, back up, across, back around your pocket again. So you're taking a straight stitch around the entire border of your jeans. The pocket, everything, all the way around. You're just going to do a straight stitch all the way around. If you want to do a zigzag, you can. Sometimes that looks cool if you got really washed out jeans. Take pink thread, like baby pink thread or baby blue thread, and use that kind of thread and do a zigzag so you can see it. That's kind of cool. But I'm just going to use a straight stitch, and I'm going to go all the way around my border of my denim, attaching the denim, top of the denim to the skirt, and then I'll be right back. Okay, well, I've got the two attached. Isn't that cute? There's the back. One thing I do suggest that you do when you're initially attaching this skirt, or the jeans to the skirt, do a basting stitch first all the way around, because I had to unpick my stitch because I accidentally had a gather right on my hip, and I had to rip out that one little seam, take that little pleat out of it, but it made it a lot more work. So I suggest doing a basting stitch first all the way around, and then trying it on, seeing if you like it, and then put in your permanent stitch. So now the next step, we still have, okay, here's the skirt right here, but inside we still have our old skirt. So we need to cut this out. And if your material frays, you will need to run a zigzag stitch around it. And if it doesn't fray, then just cut close to your stitch line and leave it, and you're done. I'm actually going to run mine through the serger, and it'll serge it for me. So the skirt on the inside, cut that puppy out. And there's the old waistband. See how I did not do it neat, because one, I'm going to run it through a serger, but two, no one sees it on the inside. See, here's the inside of your jeans, and here's your waistband here. I'm looking at the inside. There's your skirt's rough edge. Nobody is going to see it because it's on the inside. Get it? So this is really easy. See, it's a nice long flowy skirt with a denim top now. That was an easy project. Just cut off the top of a pair of jeans, sew them to the top of a long skirt, do a basting stitch first, so if you make any errors or if you need to move material around, it's easy to rip out. Once you got it the way you like it, put in your permanent stitches, cut out the excess material from the old waistband of the long skirt, and there you go. I think it's cute. See, and there's the back. See, and the pockets are still functioning. See? Still use all of the pockets because we left the denim, and even the front pockets are still usable. We still got a little bit shorter, but we still have the front pockets as well. Okay, well, I'm going to go try this on and see how it looks. And there's another refashioning project. Well, this is Amy of Fashion Toppings. Until next time, you have a great day. Once again, happy holidays.